several documentaries of trafficking in children, abuse towards migrants, system, how it's, how government of the United States takes advantage of the migrants and all that kind of stuff.
Actually, like kidnapped and forced to work with a cartel. I have immigrants there already in the United States. They were kidnapped, forced to work for the cartel. If not, they were going to kill their family member, and forced to fight against the other cartel, and go on the front lines, cartel with cartels.
Well, here, tell me about where the pastor first.
Was the what?
So the pastor, give me the background on this.
So it's Pastor Alberto Rivera. I met him outside of that. You remember that warehouse that I told you was took over by the activists,
Yep.
or the baseball field. So Pastor Alberto Rivera, I met him there back in 2018. He's a really good person. I had a lot of questions when I met him, because I said, he's an NGO pastor, he wants to. But he has been a pastor who has been educating the migrants of how to do things correctly. So a lot of these NGOs started coming and started to basically infiltrate his shelter. Activists are starting basically to infiltrate his shelter. And what they started doing is that started making a profit out of the people that were in his shelter. So he started fighting these people off on his own. And there was a few of us, and I'm saying a few, there was two of us that we were on his side fighting all these activists. So this activist started attacking us also. And he didn't want it, all these activists, American activists in his shelter. And then he started, he found out that the lawyer firm started offering the migrants 5,000 pesos for them to leave the shelter and go to them, because there was market, there was money. So 5,000 pesos is $250. So the migrants are like, what am I doing here? I'm getting money, then I'm going to get crossed immediately, so why should I be waiting here? And immediately they started, the pastor started finding this out. So he started exposing them, and he started going at it, one-on-one with them, to a point that the leader of this lawyer firm attacked the pastor, saying that he was a pastor, that he was inhuman, and that he was enslaving them with labor inside of the shelter. And that was a complete lie. He's giving them a house to where to live. So he has also had confrontations with the cartel, because of the people that he housed. A lot of them, they were from the part of Michoacan, Mexico, people that they were actually persecuted by the cartel, their family members that they were kidnapped. So the cartel will put out a hit on the family members, and they found out that they were in a shelter, and they will go and shoot the whole shelter up. Yeah, I think he's here. Let's see if I can.
You want to wait here?
No, let's go.
And this is in Playas?
No, this is Colonia Obrera.
Colonia Obrera.
This used to be booming. Now there's nobody. Buenas tardes. ¿Está el pastor?
¿Quién lo busca?
Oscar, dígale que el periodista Oscar. ¿Sí está?
Sí, ahorita le digo.
Es que le ando hablando por teléfono, pero creo que le estoy marcando al otro y el otro no lo contesta. Se va directo al buzón.
El de Estados Unidos, cuando tiene...
No, le marco, mire, si quiere le digo cuál es el que le estoy marcando. Para que no vaya a pensar que le estoy... No, ella me conoce muy bien. Al 6645-600707. Sí, no.
¿Qué se llama?
Oscar. Periodista Oscar. Blue, dígale. Gracias. Yeah. So, you want to get the interview today, or you want to?
Can if we're here, if it makes it easy for
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so you want to get all the camera stuff for
You want to
this
ask him
interview?
first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna be okay with it. But let me present you.
He speaks
to him.
Spanish or English?
English.
Oh, okay.
No, he's gonna give you. No. Come on.
Oh, I got you a GoPro backpack.
Oh man, what are you doing, man?
I never use it. It's brand new. I've only used it one time.
That's nice, man.
So I figure you might be able to use
Oh
that.
man, my God.
And then I got your other stuff here too.
Sí, cómo no? Sí. He accepted.
Let's do.
He's a friend of mine, man. I'm telling you, like, we've been through rough times together. And I wanted to speak at his ministry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to speak to him in his ministry.
You can roll it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, something's in there. Oh, my wheel.
There you go. Wait.
Esto dice que ahorita él baja, está ocupadito.
No se preocupe. De todos modos, le voy a pedir que le haga una entrevista, pero ¿cuánta gente hay ahorita, oiga?
Somos bien pocas. Somos como unas 26.
Bien poquito. Todos de Michoacán, todos de seguro,
Hay revuelto. De Honduras, de Guatemala, de Nicaragua.
También.
De casi la mayoría de México, de México.
¿A usted de Guerrero también? Está fea la cosa por allá, ¿verdad?
Ahorita si quieren aquí los
Sí. So, leave that right there. Voy a dar una vuelta, nomás le voy a explicar cómo está aquí porque él... Look, I will prefer when he comes down, he explains it to you. But this is two. If you enter, this is 2 floors.
Okay.
That is his office right there.
Yep.
This grow to 3 floors. Over there, also there's shelter, kitchen, computer, soccer court. This is new. ¿Cuándo pusieron esto, oiga? So this was giving. This was. No.
These are water tanks?
Yeah. These they got built also. This was all full with migrants. All on top, also full. Wow. This was all full. Now it's nothing. For me, it's shocking to see it like this. He said that it's only 26 people. And they're from Nicaragua, Honduras, and Guatemala. So,
they're from Guatemala.
Yeah, you can get an interview with one of them if you want.
Yeah, if you can speak Spanish, that'd be great.
Yeah. Let me see if he opened it. Yeah. That's where he does his Christian service.
Okay.
There's all of this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Done so many interviews here, man.
You have?
Oh, yeah. So many. This is nice.
Where do you put all your stuff at? Do you just give it to Real America's Voice?
What?
Where do you put all your stuff at?
When it's like this and I want to sit down, I do a sit down and all that stuff, and I send it to them. There has been a lot of stuff that they don't explode it as they need to, because this stuff is, man, when you get this interview with him, you're going to be like, you got to be kidding me with all this that he's saying. You're those kind of interviews, right now that the NGOs are hot topic. When he starts explaining to you, oh, this is how it works, this is how it is.
You're going to sit with us, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool. Good.
And all this kind of stuff, I used to record it, edit, and upload. But man, I've been with him so many times. All this material has been in my gallery, but I got censored really bad when the NGOs started attacking me. And completely shut me down, man. They took away my PayPal. They took away every single outsource of income. Every single thing. They wanted really to get me smacked.
How did they take down your PayPal?
Hey! ¿Cómo estamos, pues?
Bien, gracias a Dios.
Le estoy marcando.
See, we're empty.
No, está, pero sí.
Yeah, you can see we're practically empty.
Let me bring another Biden policy so I can get you filled in again.
How's everything?
Hey,
Good.
Pastor Alberto.
Ryan.
How you guys doing?
Ryan Matta, he's a journalist from Detroit.
Oh,
I actually wanted to bring him here to
that's
talk to
in
you.
Michigan, no?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Bring him to talk to you
Sure.
about policies, NGOs, and all the things that you have gone through with the NGOs and the cartel attacks.
Oh.
He has a big platform in X. He has more than 200,000 followers, and he has put out several documentaries of trafficking of children, abuse towards migrants, system, how it's, how government of the United States takes advantage of the migrants and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to bring him over here to talk to you because you're the only one that knows more than anybody about this.
Well, we were a little bit involved with a lot of immigrants that had big problems. People that were actually like kidnapped and forced to work with a cartel. I have immigrants there already in the United States. They were kidnapped, forced to work for the cartel. If not, they were going to kill their family member, and forced to fight against the other cartel, and go on the front lines, cartel with cartels, fighting and
That's
everything.
crazy.
And
I was telling
one
him
way or
about
another,
all
they
the.
escape one way or another. They escape, and they're in the U.S. and
I was telling him about all the problems with the lawyers and the NGOs that you have, and how they threaten you and all this kind of stuff.
That was a big issue too.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it all. You got time?
Yeah, no problem.
Can we sit down with you, Pastor?
Sure.
Sí, vámonos pues.
It'll
¿Dónde?
take me about-
Arriba, su oficina.
It'll take me about 15 minutes to set up, maybe 10.
No, upstairs.
Okay,
if you
cool,
want.
perfect.
No, go ahead.
Let's do it.
Yes. ¿Cómo está, Pastor?
Bien. Ahorita ya, I heard that Trump cut them off, no?
¿De qué?
The NGOs,
Oh yeah,
the lawyers and everything.
Yep.
their federal grants.
Yeah.
Ya se les acabó.
Yeah.
Ahí estoy bien, Pastor? Ahí estoy bien,
Right there.
Sí.
¿Sí caben para allá abajo?
Yeah,
They fit in there?
Yeah, they can get by.
Where?
If a car could fit in there. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drove by when we were out there.
Yeah.
The neighbor's not, no problem.
Okay.
Anyway, I think I have a camera there. We have a camera there.
Tiene cámaras por todos lados. ¿Para qué se hace ya?
Well, ahorita con the rules that we have and everything,
You have
cameras are off. We have cameras.
how many migrants you got right now, Pastor?
Pardon me?
How many migrants you got?
Right now, up 30.
¿Tiene de un caso en especial interesante?
Caso especial.
Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, algo así.
Well, I had some that had, they were going to cross over, I think, the same day, the 20th and 21st and 22nd. They already had appointments. But, I'm sorry, I have a big mess here.
Oh, that's great.
As always. As always.
Where do you want to sit at for the interview?
Anywhere.
Right here?
This is Bible study right here. I think it will be good.
Perfect.
Okay, just
Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, well, why don't you start off? Oscar, tell us where we're at and how you met the pastor, and then we'll introduce him and get into it.
This is Pastor Alberto Rivera. He's a great man. I met him back in 2018 at the first caravan, massive caravan that arrived outside, and he's I think he's one of the only ones that has done everything in the state of Baja California to educate the migrant people, and also has taken all types of situations with migrants that they have been persecuted by cartel, migrants that they have been trafficked, unaccompanied minors. He has had also a lot of unaccompanied minors. He has had a lot of issues with activists from the United States, NGOs, lawyers, and he has done an incredible job of educating the migrant of how to do their process correctly to the United States. So I've known the pastor for almost 6 to 7 years already. So it has become more as a good friend, Pastor Alberto.
And then why don't you introduce yourself, Pastor, and tell us a little bit about this organization?
Well, my name is Alberto Rivera. We have an immigrant shelter here. This used to be like a rehab center, but then the caravans started coming and people were much in need. They needed a place to stay, and we started with one family with one van. But when we started with one family, suddenly other families said, "Can we go too?" And so we turned it into a shelter back in 2018.
And at its peak, what was the most amount of migrants that you had at this facility at one time?
The majority that we had was 1,200 immigrants. People were even sleeping in our basketball court. They were sleeping there, and we had a problem that there's cartels around this shelter. And they were fighting among each other, and one straight bullet hit one of the women that was in a tent. And then we went to the U.S. consulate, made a protest. Look, she's already shot. Let her enter into the United States. She was fleeing from something, and then she got shot in our shelter. And at the end, thank God, she had an opportunity to cross.
And is she safe now in America?
Yeah, she's doing very, very, very well. When they came, actually, I was very upfront with every immigrant. Do you really have a case? Do you have proof? Do you have evidence? And I always tell them, just hearsay, your word is not enough. You need to show proof and evidence. And I used to have some problems with the NGOs and some attorneys because, I was always focused in the evidence. Way back in 84, I used to be an interpreter for the courts for political asylum. I'm not an attorney, but just an interpreter. And I always knew you need proof, you need evidence, paperwork. It's very difficult for you to win a case for political asylum only on hearsay. And I used to tell the immigrants like that, but the NGOs and attorneys, they weren't focused on that. They were just focusing for them to enter into the United States. And I used to tell them, look, if you want to win your case and everything, you need proof, and some of them I tell them, look, you really don't have a case. You could enter for humanitarian reasons or something else, but not political asylum. So we had that tension with the attorneys, and some immigrants, they just wanted to enter into the United States, but they were not getting appropriate legal advice from some attorneys that, okay, you're going to enter the United States, but you really need a case, or you really need proof, you need evidence. And they weren't focusing for them to win their cases. So thousands of immigrants got to cross into the United States without actually evidence. But that's where we focus. With us, we help them file criminal charges against people from cartels, from different organizations, missing persons. And we help them in a lot of issues, those that really had cases that you could prove in the state of court. I had here people from Mexican Marines, from the National Guard, police officers, wives of politicians that because they went to court and said, wait a minute, I won the election and you're stealing the election away from me, and I won. And they took it to court. For taking it to court, the husband got killed, the candidate, and got kidnapped and then killed, and she went to the press, and then she suffered an attempt for her life. So we had people like that. I had also wives that their husbands were hitmen for the cartel, and then the other cartel came to their house, and she said, they're going to kill me and the child, and I'm going to flee. I'm going to leave you. And here, coming with us, file criminal charges. So I started suffering prosecution that they were following me also. And at the end, the Mexican government gave me protection as an activist for human rights. They gave me a panic button. I pushed the panic button, and with the panic button, they answer in Mexico. And they tell me if I need assistance, or if I tell them, okay, just monitor me. The Mexican National Guard, it's about 1 mile, 2 miles away from me, around the area. They gave me a bulletproof vest. I have it there, so I could carry it. Because of so many immigrants that were fleeing, there were some immigrants that were forced to do labor for the cartel, cultivating drugs. Other ones that they were forced to be on the front lines fighting with other cartels with no experience how to handle guns and things like that. I had minors that were forced to be part of the cartel and cultivate drugs. If not, they were going to kill their family members. Well, these were real cases. So one way or another, I even coordinated and was communicating with U.S. consulate. Look, these are like special cases that's going on, but that was that has been my experience, where I had a lot of headaches with some NGOs that I tell them, look, they need proof, they need evidence, but basically they were just focusing for them to enter into the United States, but we're not looking for their best interests to make sure they had a case, that they had a case. And that's where I started having some problems with some NGOs, but this is how we are right now.
And tell me a little bit about these NGOs. Is it specific NGOs? I know I heard something about a couple of lawyers as well that were giving you quite a hard time. Can you explain what they were doing?
Well, with the attorneys, you know, they were offering free service, and giving some advice, inappropriately, even telling them, okay, cross over into the United States, and then just turn yourself in, and I was telling always the immigrants that's not an appropriate way how to do it. At the end, you're going to need proof, you're going to need evidence, and I was always telling them it's not an appropriate way, but they were counseling some immigrants that that's not what the law states in the United States. The law actually states that you could apply for political asylum, but it does not say you must enter through a port of entry. As long as you are in the United States, you can do it. And basically that's how they were doing it. I think maybe that's one of the reasons why they're saying, okay, right now the Mexican cartel are like terrorists. That way you could reinforce the border. And when you enforce the border, you say, wait a minute, you cannot enter that way for political asylum just being in United States territory. Right now you need to do it through a port of entry in an appropriate way, because right now we need to protect it because of these terrorists. So right now we cannot make it like the law states. Basically, that was the loophole that that immigration has in the United States. That if the law states once you're in United States territory, you could apply. That's how. For others also, was giving very bad advice also to the minors. So unaccompanied minors giving advice. Okay, just jump over, go to the United States. When you go to the United States, all you have to do and say is, I'm fearful for my life, want political asylum. And if the border agent tells you, okay, well, where's your dad, your mom, who we contact, or who's responsible for you, you need to tell the border agent. Or if he doesn't even tell you, you need to tell him, you're responsible for me. Because when you're a minor, you don't have a mom or dad, you don't have a legal guardian. Well, by law, the legal guardian is the government. So basically that's how, that's the kind of legal advice that was given to minors. And I was 100% against that. Because sometimes these minors and everything, they jump over or they go through rivers and things like that, and their lives are in danger. You know, you can't give legal advice to someone to go through rivers and all that, and it's okay. And then if something happens for their lives, so I really did not see that they were looking out for their best interests. In certain cases, I'm not saying all the attorneys were like that. Some had very good intentions, but that created big problems with me, and the attorneys were seeking and looking. When we had real cases, strong cases, that, I mean, I have about 2,000 cases of immigrants that missing persons, that they kidnap family members and all that, that we help file with the Mexican government because they need paperwork and all that. And then when I was helping with all that, these attorneys started finding out that we were doing this and helping them. Okay, you need your paperwork, and Mexican authorities need to know, because that's another problem, that Mexican authorities really don't want you to file that as a missing person and everything, because they don't want to have it on record how many missing persons you have. That's another issue. But we were doing it, and we had to make a negotiation with the state government and the police and authorities here, that through our shelter, the immigrants could file these charges. So the attorneys, when they found out that we were doing it this way, they were telling everyone, come with us, I'm going to help you cross over, but bring the paperwork that we were doing. So it's kind of crazy. So we had these problems.
That's insane. Did you ever have any children that were the unaccompanied migrants that were arriving here that already had like a name tag on them with like an address, a name, and a phone number that they were supposed to go to the border and claim that was their mother or relative?
No, I didn't have no children like that. Okay. In the beginning, what happened? When in 2018, a whole bunch of kids, unaccompanied minors, started to come, and then there was a governor called Jaime Bonilla, and the governor asked if we could help him. Back then, he was like senator also. And he told us to help him. So he got one of the shelters real close to the border. And when he got it real close to the border, we were helping there, the immigrants that were there. But then at nighttime, about 200-300 tried to cross all at once. And they got out of the shelter, they tried to cross, and then United States fired into Mexican territory, but tear gas. And then he wanted to shut the place down. He said, wait a minute, he placed that shelter there. At the end, there was a negotiation. Everyone came with me. That place shut down, and they came to our shelter. When they came to our shelter, we had a lot of unaccompanied minors. And then I did not know, how do I handle this with unaccompanied minors? So I talked to the state government, and I told the state government, back then was a governor called Kiko Vega, and I told him, look, I need information and everything. What do I do with these children? What's the protocol? I need to report them to the government. These are unaccompanied minors. What's the protocol? How do you protect them? What's the procedure? And I talk also to the Mexican immigration. And they told us there's no procedure. Look, this is something that has never happened. This is a phenomenon. So many kids and everything that, first of all, I cannot, because I told them, well, I need to turn them over to you. And when I turn them over to you, okay, you need to register them, keep a follow-up on what's going to happen with these children, what's going to happen, and then you need to give me instructions, what are my responsibilities for these unaccompanied minors? What's my responsibility? They told me, right now there's no responsibility at all. I just want you to do is just give me a number. How many you have? I don't need names. I don't need anything. First of all, I don't have enough shelters where to place them. We don't have space for them. The government don't have enough space. The other thing, we don't even have the budget for that. Then I don't have enough medicals to treat these children. Thirdly, that I don't have medical to treat them, I don't even have legal representative, because I told them, look, basically this is what we need. Okay, if they're unaccompanied minors and they have family members in the United States, legally, you should be the legal guardian. And then you, as a legal guardian, you speak to the children, get psychiatrists, see their background and everything. If the children want to be with their parents or with family members that are in the United States, okay, you communicate with them and everything. And once you have the case, you have everything, then you could turn them over to the United States and say to the United States, look, these are unaccompanied minors. This is what's going on and everything. And you could do it orderly in order that Mexican government could turn them over to the United States, and the United States already have everything in order and don't have them in different shelters in the United States and for how long and everything. Wait a minute, you already have everything, communication. But they said, wait a minute, I don't have enough lawyers, I don't have enough social workers to treat with them. We don't have the budget and everything. So I told them, so what are you saying? That I'm just going to keep the children and with no responsibility, and you don't want to be a legal guardian to them? They said, we don't have the budget. So back then, there's a senator in the United States called, I believe it's Jeff Merkley?
Merkley?
Yeah.
Where's Gressley? Is it Gressley?
Jeff Merkley.
Jeff Merkley, okay.
Yeah. I think he's a little bit passing from California. Next one, I think, is Portland.
Okay.
Well, he came here, and we had the unaccompanied minors. When we had the unaccompanied minors, then the Mexican press came here, and that's when human rights came, and then that's when children protective agencies came, and the police came, and everything. And they didn't want the senator to speak to the kids. And the senator, well, I need to talk to them. And then also from the consulate, United States consulate, the in charge of the consulate came here also. She came here, and okay, what's going to be the protocol? And that's what when the senator told them, actually legally, the Mexican government, you guys are responsible. You need to get a psychiatrist. You need to get everyone, and then and take legal responsibility as a legal guardian. You apply to the United States how to do it legally. But the Mexican government didn't have the budget, and nobody wanted to do all that. So then we had all the kids here stranded. With us, I was just giving a number. And what happened is somebody that I thought was an immigrant, but was not an immigrant, was actually, we call them a pollero, people that cross over. He sneaked in here. I thought he was an immigrant, but he wasn't. And he offered the young ladies and the kids, come on, I'm going to cross you over and I help you. And they did it on their own. And they jumped them over, to jump them over. But then one of them, when they were going to take them to a hotel, she didn't feel comfortable, a young lady. She escaped. She came here and told us what was happening. And the immigrant that was doing that in our shelter, mostly everyone wanted to lynch him. And we called the police. The police took the smuggler, took him. And when they took him, suddenly he offered some money to the judge and everything. They released them. We did an Amber Alert for these 3 young ladies that actually took off, and we thought they were kidnapped. Or we had no idea what happened. And
How old were they?
They were 13 and 15 and 16. And when they jumped over to the United States, they got caught by immigration officers, CBP. But they said, these are the ones for the Amber Alert. And now I believe they're in New York, these young ladies. But these are things that you had to face because there was no protocol What are you going to do when you have so many kids? When all these kids, what are you going to do? What's the protocol? Mexico didn't have nothing in place, so what they told them, okay, they told me, communicate with us. What are the children's problems? What are the difficulty that you have? And you're going to give me information about what's the problem, what's happening with the children. And with this information, later on, the Mexican government is going to put protocols. If you have unaccompanied minors and everything, okay, this is what you have to do. This is who you need to contact. These are your responsibilities. So basically, that's how we did it. Right now, if an unaccompanied minor comes, I have a place where to call with the authorities. And when the Biden administration was here, I could turn them in to the person in charge of the immigrant agency for the city, and they communicate with the United States authority, and that's how they were crossing the children through the municipal person in charge of the immigration for kids and for the adults. I just told him, look, we have these unaccompanied minors, and he used to see their case, say, oh, bring them in here and everything, in 2 days I'll cross them over. So basically that's how it was. If that was a legal way, or I'm not sure, but they used to communicate with the consulate and with CBP, and they had that agreement that's how they were crossing them over.
And these children were crossing at a port of entry, correct?
Yeah, through a port of entry.
And then prior to that, you had, once the word got out that you had children here, you had coyotes or traffickers trying to infiltrate here to kidnap children out of here and smuggle them across?
Children and also adults. I reported to the chief of immigration here in Tijuana, look, there's someone that they say, okay, you give them $300. If you pay them $300, they will come in a taxi and they would take them to a place. So basically what happened is, with $300, they used to come in a taxi here. When they come to a taxi, they used to take them to immigration installation from the Mexican government. And the Mexican government, immigration, were the ones that were smuggling them over there. And I talked to the chief of immigration, look, this is what's happening in our place. Well, you need to file a criminal charges against them and against my officers, because if you don't do it that way, there's nothing I could do. Wait a minute, you could do an internal investigation. But we had that problem with Mexican immigration. We had that problem that I confronted them. And then we had a meeting, several shelters here, and we told them, look, the problem is, we have corruption inside the Mexican immigration, and the main man in charge of immigration, we recognize it, but there's corruption everywhere. Yeah, but what are your protocols to try to avoid it? You need to file charges or something for me to take any action. Okay, how about if you want to give them intelligence report or something, so you could take it individually or something. That's not how it works here. So sad things, but true things.
Go ahead, jump in here, Oscar.
Pastor, back in 2019, you and I were sitting right here, and we documented a fake marriage. Mm-hmm. The migrants were lied to that with that marriage, that it was made by several attorneys, that they can achieve to cross the United States. Can you explain that?
Well, basically what happened is, there were two persons here. They met, they were together, but actually one had a real case that could win their case for political asylum. So
we would know virtually nothing about what's going on at our southern border were it not for independent journalists and grassroots filmmakers.
Ryan Matta, he's the investigative journalist behind ThisIsTreason.com.
Ryan Matta and his team, his editing team, created what I believe is a unicorn, never to be seen, has never been seen and will never be seen again.
But he released it, and it's called What is Treason? Trafficked.
It is the most powerful piece of filmmaking I have ever seen.
By the way, was really well done.
If everybody were to watch a documentary, What is Treason, #trafficked, if everybody watched that, all 300 plus million Americans, Trump would win like this. I don't know why it's not the number one issue. Every time I come back from an operation, I'm just like incensed when I read the news, like what made the headlines. The headlines every day should be, millions of kids are enslaved and the United States is driving the market with their policies.
My work revolves around rescuing trafficked children. The only way to combat this evil is sunlight. We must expose the system that allows these monsters to stay hidden in the shadows. America is the #1 consumer of child, and we have more agents working in the PR department at every FBI field office than we do hunting down these predators who are selling child porn on the internet. I wonder why America is the #1 consumer of child.
It is as sinister as it gets. People buying or selling children for
an awful situation now.
To really drive this fact home, last year Alex Rosen, one man, was able to expose 248 pedophiles. The entire FBI only arrested 1,408, meaning one man with the right resources could take down more pedophiles than the entire FBI. This is why I need your support. I've dedicated the last 3 years of my life to exposing this evil. Over the past 8 months, I've released 6 full-length, Netflix-quality documentaries showing how the United States government is running the world's largest government-sponsored, taxpayer-funded child trafficking syndicate. I cashed out $100,000 of my 401k to undertake this mission, turning me into the most censored filmmaker in America. I am permanently banned on LinkedIn, demonetized on 3 YouTube channels, had 3 Instagram accounts deleted, lost 2 Twitter accounts, and I'm on my 12th TikTok account. The censorship industrial complex has cut off every source of funding that I could use to generate income. I placed my first film behind a paywall. We made over $125,000 in sales, but the film didn't reach the masses. I need to give these films away for free to wake up the masses and save these children. It was God who sent me on this mission. Now I'm asking you for help to continue God's mission. Please visit givesendgo.com/Ryan Matta Films and support this cause. For $100,000, we can continue to operate for an entire year producing 4 more documentaries. For $1 million, my voice would become so loud that I could force this administration to undertake radical reform and bring home over 50% of the kidnapped children in America.
We know that there was upwards to over 300,000 children that were lost.
During the Biden administration, HHS became a collaborator in child trafficking and for sex and for slavery.
And the attorneys had knowledge. One qualifies, but the other don't qualify. So basically what happened is that the attorney advised them, oh, I have someone that could come and marry you. That way, both of you could qualify and no problem, you're a marriage. It's like a marriage. So he said, okay, well, we'll get married. So they came with someone from the United States to marry them. And they married them. And when they married them, the signature and everything, but the paperwork was saying that the person that married them was in the United States. So then he saw the paperwork and said, wait a minute, I got married here in Tijuana with her, but the paperwork that they've given me is from the United States, like if I got married over there. And then several cases happened like that they were marrying people, and they weren't really true marriage. It wasn't true. And so he went here and filed charges and said, wait a minute, they're coming and they're telling us to get married, and that way I'm going to qualify and enter for political asylum, that I could qualify. And also, but the document that they give me is not a real document of marriage. It's just some minister that comes from the United States and just marries us. And they caught someone doing the same thing, and he got sent back because they caught him doing it. They said, wait a minute, I have a real case. I want to make sure that I get my political asylum because I have a great case and everything, and this is fake. The other person that they married, they sent them back because they found out it was a fake. Wait, mine's is real. And I thought it was a legit marriage. I thought it was real, but this is not real. And that created big tensions with me with the attorneys because he filed that charge and then everything came out to light. and they wanted to make me seem like I'm anti-immigrant or something. Wait a minute, we just need to do the things correctly. And if the person's fleeing for his life, he has proof, he has evidence and everything. Don't hinder it doing something inappropriately,
Yeah.
If someone really needs help, okay, America's there to help. But if you really don't have a case or something, don't give bad legal advice. I mean, I even got mad, and I communicated in San Diego to the State Bar Association. Said, what can we do? What can we do about this? About attorneys that are doing that? Can you sanction them or something? The State Bar said, that's in Mexican territory. It's not from here. So if you are an attorney and does things against the law, but you're doing it in another country and you're giving false information or unethical, you cannot get disbarred or something because you're doing it in a different country. You're not doing it in America. You didn't do this in the United States. You did it in another country. That's what the State Bar told me.
That's my constant fight with these people, because they're coming over here and giving fraudulent.
It's not that I'm against them. Okay, help people appropriately.
Yes.
Do it legally. Do it the correct way. I mean, I don't have nothing personal, but that really, I talked here to the Mexican government, and the Mexican government said, well, they're U.S. attorneys. They're not from here. Wait a minute. They're doing it in Mexican territory, but they became buddies with the Mexican government.
There's another case that I want you to talk about, Pastor. Back also in, I believe, 2021, I came over. There was a couple that was cheated with a link to Google that they told them that they need to deposit $2,000 to a Western Union, and that link opened up, and there was a document that it was fraudulent document passing by as a Department of Homeland Security officer. And if you made that deposit, they will let you into the United States. You remember that?
Well, there's a lot of cases like that they were passing, like if they were people from Homeland Security and things like that. Homeland Security all the time, they denied, no, we don't have nothing to do with that. But others, you see through social media and everything, I'm an attorney, or you know what, I have connections. And with the connections I have, you give me $300, $500 or something, and I'll cross you over in 3 days or something. The problem is this. The Biden administration had an agreement with the Mexican immigration. And the same way that there's an agreement with United States immigration, with Mexican immigration, when you deport someone, well, you could turn them in and give them to the Mexican authorities. Well, the same agreement the Biden administration had with the Mexican immigration, that when somebody wanted a political asylum or something special or something, Mexican immigration turns them over to United States, and they would say, okay, well, it's Mexican immigration that's saying that it's okay for them to be for political asylum. Okay, I'll let them in. But the thing is that a lot of people were paying them $500, $200, $1,000 if you wanted express to enter into the United States. So Mexican immigration was involved and all of that. I caught their attention, and I tell them, wait a minute, with me, when I have police officers Mexican police officers that they had their partners got killed and everything, and their other friends, they acted like they were dead, but they killed their friends. And then they came with me, they asked for political asylum. I communicate with the consulate, I communicate with Mexican authorities. Look, I need to get these officers out of my shelter, because if the cartel knows I have these police officers here, they're not even going to want to kill them. They want to kill me. And the rest that are here. So those were like special cases, imminent cases. Imminent cases is like express that in 3 days, 4 days, okay, cross them over to the United States, because not only their lives is in danger, 3 and 4 other people are in danger. You know, third and fourth persons could get in danger wherever they are. So in cases like that, I used to pressure the Mexican immigration and tell, look, this is a correct cases. You guys are entering people, but some of them, you know, you're getting paid. These are imminent cases. And this is what's happening. And then I get the press involved. Oh, they're officers. Now it's more dangerous because it came out on the press, and now the cartel could know, okay, where they are, they're at. So basically, they said, okay. And then since I'm in the protection under federal government for human rights activists, and then with Mexican officials from La Secretaría de Gobernación, that's the Secretary of State of Mexico, they said, okay, you must help Pastor Albert to help me with cases like that put my life in danger and others. So, okay, I used to pressure them, okay, but when I used to go there with people that had real strong cases, well, they had a big line over there with a lot of other people that wanted to cross that same day and everything, and some were paying. And to the Mexican government, to the Mexican immigration. And then we were there with correct cases and everything with the chief of immigration that said, okay, take them there. And then the other one, wait a minute, I should be next. I paid, I should. And then other top priority Mexican immigrations came and they said, wait a minute, that he has a real case. They're officers. I mean, the press is here. Oh, okay. So I mean, it's a big problem with Mexican with the Mexican immigration that we had, but that was political deal that was among them. But the Mexican immigration, they were just making a whole bunch of money, just crossing over like that, special cases. Allegedly, they should be special cases. And you know, when you go to San Isidro, right there, there's a line that says there like diplomatic. It says like diplomatic. Well, right there, there's a little space there. That's where we used to put the immigrants for special cases. I used to call up, look, this is a special case. Here's the proof. Here's the evidence. Here's some pictures. Here's some pictures. This is police files. Here's newspaper clippings that they killed their partner. Everything. You know, I need to get them out. I cannot have them in my shelter. And if Mexican officials did not want it, like I used to speak to a supervisor. They're at the immigration CBP supervisor. Look, they're officers. Look, they're in my shelter. I can't have them there. And they used to listen to them. Oh, okay, you are a correct. With me, with me all the time. They wanted paperwork for me to show them paperwork. But when Mexican immigration used to cross them over, you didn't need paperwork because it's a political deal. Sad.
Did you ever catch any men trafficking children through here or women through here that you felt like they weren't related or they weren't actually together, that they were just using this as like a checkpoint to move them?
We caught one, and we turned them into the police here and then to a judge. And when we went over there to the judge blamed the police officer. He said the police officer, when he brought him here, he did not bring him here because he was trafficking or he took someone out. When the police officer brought him here, he said he was causing a disturbance in the shelter. So I just gave him a fine. I took him out. I had no idea. So he told me that I needed to go to Sindicatura Municipal and file a complaint that's a false police officer. So we did it. We went down over there, look. And the judge said, look, I'm innocent. The judge said, I'm innocent. Wait a minute, I'm not accusing the judge. He said, this is my report and everything. And You could go over there, file a complaint, and then they could get the report, and that's what the police officer told me. I believe the police officer. That's what the judge told me. He said, I'm innocent. Wait a minute, I never accused the judge of anything. But I mean, it looks like a joke. This is like a joke. You go in and tell, well, we're here to press charges with the judge, and the judge said, I'm innocent. Wait a minute, what's going on? Doesn't make sense. Only in Mexico.
And you had at one point, you said thousands of migrants here.
No, I had 1,200.
1,200.
Yeah.
And now you're
that's the most.
Now you're down to 30, right?
Right now I have 30.
And how is your business suffering now because you only have 30 here?
Well, this is not a business. This is a shelter. It's also a church. It's also a church. And well, I'm focused more like in evangelizing and preaching the gospel. For me, that's more. And if they take a little bit longer, I have more opportunity to preach to them and everything. So I don't mind the wait. Like right now, I have several that had an appointment to cross over for their interview, like on the 21st and the 22nd. That was one day before Trump entered, and they're still here waiting. And they say, well, they're the ones that are in the back of the line, so they expect, and they were actually the ones that were going to follow. They expect whenever it opens that they could get their interview, but right now we're just waiting for the protocol. What's going to be the protocol and how to do it appropriately.
Wow, so that's what, we're 120 days in. They've been sitting here for at least 120 days now?
Yeah. Yeah, they're here from there because they already had their confirmed appointment for interview. So since they already had it, but right now the border, right now the negotiation was happening with Mexico. Mexico is not allowing people that are from other countries that are coming from the southern border on their side. They're not allowing them to be by the border. Mexican immigration right now, they're restricted to give them permits to come all the way to the northern border. They are allowed to enter into Mexico, but they need to stay on the south side of Mexico, like Mexico City, by Chiapas, on that side, but they cannot come all the way here. So right now there's some, but they're over there, and if they want to come here, there's a lot of military and immigration and everything that asking them for their paperwork, and if they catch them, okay, they send them back. And also immigrants that are already here on the border, they have certain permits, like for 6 months, 7 months, or 6 months. When they have these, when they have that they could be here for 6 months. Once the 6 months are done and you're here at the border and you want to get another 6 months or something, Mexican immigration, right now they said, no, you need to go back to the southern border of Mexico. On the Mexican side, right there, I could renew your permit, but not here at the border. You cannot be on this side. You have to go back.
And then renew it for another 6 months. You can come back again.
And then later on, you just need to do your process. But basically, right now, the Mexican government is just expecting about what political deal they could make on immigration with Trump, so that they could implement it. For the meantime, right now they can't. Mexican president, she's not allowing it.
What else are we missing?
About it. How much cartel violence have you seen in your shelter, Pastor?
Well, we had some problems.
What does that look like?
I had 18 immigrants that had an appointment to enter into the United States through Texas, and they caught their plane here. When they caught the plane here, they landed at Reynosa. And all that is infiltrated with the cartels. The taxi drivers inside right there, the airport, they have to inform the cartels if immigrants are coming and where you drop them off. So they inform them. 18 of them got kidnapped. And then their family members call me that they're asking for ransom, and if I know anything, I said, no, I don't know. So all the family members, they paid to release them. And
They get released?
I flew to Reynosa. I asked the Mexican National Guard that I knew where they had, if they could help me out. They said no. I asked the Reynosa State Police, I knew where they were at, if they could help me just to go pick them up. No. I went to the taxi driver and told him, well, I need to go to that address and everything. And they said, oh, I'm not going to that place. The taxi drivers, they knew. And they told me if I had a code name. What you mean a code name? Well, if they're kidnapped and they're at that place, I need a code name for me to take you there. If you don't give me the code name, I cannot take you there. One way or another, I got to meet them, and then there were two persons from the cartel that were with them. And they said, who is he? Well, he's just a pastor. I told him, like, in 2 hours I was going to pick him up. When I told him I was going to pick him up in 2 hours, the taxi driver said, well, they need to walk about 2 miles. And from there, you could call me up, and then I could pick him up. So I went down over there. I told them, okay, we meet certain place. When I got there, they walked about 2 miles. I called the taxi driver. He said, oh, you need to walk another mile. So all 18 of them, we kept walking and walking. And then the taxi driver, he said, okay, he got some other taxi drivers, and we took them all the way down to Matamoros, and we turned them in there. And then when we were coming back, you know, there's a toll road. And when the toll road is there, I'm coming back and with the taxi driver, because another group of immigrants, they had an appointment. I needed to pick them up in the airport again, some other ones. And the guy in the toll road said, where are the other people you had? What other people? You cross over like that? Where are the other ones? He said, no, now it's just 2. Well, the cartel are taking control there at the toll road, and they have to tell everyone who's coming and who's going to the cartel. The guy that charged money for the toll road, he's the one that gives information. The young girls, they were 9 years old. They caught the guy when they were there. They were asking for money. Some guy didn't have money to pay the family members. They cut their fingers. The other one, they shot him on the head. Another one, they chopped him up in pieces in a trash bag, and in front of 2 9-year-old girls. And then they put the dad on the phone, and the girls crying, oh, they didn't want to give money. They didn't want to give money, Dad. They killed them. They cut their hands. They chopped them up, Dad. Well, they were asking $12,000 for his family. He started asking people to loan him money in the United States. He paid the money, and that's when they told me if I could go and pick them up, and it became a big issue. It became all over the news and all that. We had a young lady here that her husband was from the cartel, and she pressed charges against them. And then the husband, when he pressed charges, they sent the paperwork for the police department down over there by Michoacan. When they sent it over there, well, the police gave it to the cartel, and the chief of the cartel saw the police report, and when they saw the police report, they told the hitman, you better kill your wife. If you don't kill your wife, we're going to be after you, because look, your wife is pressing charges and she's giving up a whole bunch of names. And then the husband sent me a video, sent her a video. They were chopping somebody, he was chopping somebody's head off, and he said, I'm going to do this to you, and I know you're there at the shelter in Agape, at our place. When she showed me that, I got scared, and I rented a place, and I took her there with some immigrants. 3 days later, armed men come here with masks and everything, with weapons and everything, asking for her. Everybody said, somebody sent her a video. She got frightened and she took off. Thank God nothing happened to us. Then when her appointment was, she got an appointment to cross over to the United States. The police, I got her out of there, she came here, and then 3 police officers came. When the police officer said, look, I know they want to kill her and everything, I'm going to go up front. 2 vehicles are going to be behind you, you're going to be in the middle, and you follow us so we could take her to the border so she cross over the United States. And then I do not know how CNN found out, but they came also. We were, CNN was going like that, following us. And until we got her to the border and she crossed over to the United States, because, I mean, she had a lot of information of people and she pressed charges. I mean, my life been like a drama, but here you never get bored.
Oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Kind of crazy.
Like, I'm so in shock right now. I don't know what to ask next. Wow.
Yeah, these are. That's why they have me in protection. This is why they have me in protection.
Did you have that call button at that time?
Yeah, I still. I don't know where I left it around here, but I still have it. I still have it. Actually, they're going to do a re-evaluation this Wednesday. They're going to call me from Mexico City, what's been going on, and then they're going to determine if they're going to extend it and what kind of protection, if I need additional one. But basically, you know, I have 2 years. I don't have a house. I don't have a place to stay. I used to stay someplace, but they were following me. So now one day I stay in one hotel, another day I stay in another. So the only place that they could catch me or do something is if I'm here. Here I just have cameras and the National Guard comes. But at nighttime I go different places. And if I'm being followed, sometimes I do a U-turn. If I see they're doing another U-turn, well, I drive a lot and then I do another U-turn until I lose them and I stay somewhere else. That's how my life is.
And you don't want to stay here?
Well, I don't feel that secure, and you can't trust the government, 100%. And when things get rough or something, or I don't feel the government's doing enough or something, I have called the consulate, and I have told them, look, this is what's happening, and then the consulate talks to the Mexican government and say he's a U.S. citizen. So.
And do you feel, has the cartel showed up here at night looking for you?
No. Thank God that, well, I feel comfortable. I just take my own security measures. Don't never just stay in one place. If you just stay in one place.
Yeah.
But those are experiences, some things that you have to go through. But I'm thinking, near future, maybe 4 or 5 months, 6 months from now, maybe go down over there to Washington and maybe see certain senator, if I could see a senator or someone there, just tell them, look, this is what's really going on,
You just have to make an appointment before you go. You can call with their staffers and call their office directly, and they'll give you like a 10 or 15 minute appointment with whatever senator that you want normally. You might have to try a couple different ones to try to get one of them to sit down with you, but I was just aware there with the people from Guatemala. They did the same thing. They just wanted to talk to the senators. They'll give you about 15 minutes.
And right now with our shelter, what's happening is before there was they used to be giving a lot of money, well, not to me, but to NGOs and things like that there was a lot of action. But now when they cut like this, now, there were so many activists and everything. Right now, at this time, at this moment, you get to know who are the real activists. Because everyone, since they're not getting money, they're gone. Exactly. You don't see them nowhere.
So all these activists were grifting off this migration. They weren't really legit caring about the migrants. They were just caring about the easy money and the checks they were getting.
It's a business. It's a business.
Do you have any idea what the activists were getting paid to be down here?
I have no idea, but some organizations, I believe they had about $4 million in budget.
Oh yeah.
And that extra from what they were getting. you know, because they get to do their taxes, tax returns and everything, and they say, oh, this is how much money, and then right there it says how much they were getting paid or something. I think I sent it to you, no? Do you have it, no? He says, right there it says how much they were paying for staff members and how much they were getting paid and all that. Yeah, I sent it to you, I think. Someone sent it to me, and I sent it to Oscar.
Well, thank you, Pastor, for your time. I really appreciate you
Sure,
showing us the hospitality and sharing your stories with us. Where can everybody support you? We got a lot of people that watch this content. Can we donate and support you guys here?
Sure. Right now, what I need is a volunteer dentist to come once in a while. Somebody donated me all the equipment for dentists, so I have it here, and let it be immigrants that are coming, being deported, or some that are going to wait online. If there's someone that could do for one day dentist work and everything. Right now I need an engineer to connect it, everything, to connect all the dental equipment. We could go down there, I could show you. And yeah, we do need support to finish the construction and reinforce this.
Where can everybody donate at? Is your website?
Can I give you my telephone number? With the telephone number, I think there's what do you call it? Cell?
You want to put it on
through cell
camera?
Yeah, through cell, no problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's your phone number?
Through cell, my telephone number. Oh my God. Anyway, you're gonna cut it later on. Edit it. A ver, ¿me lo buscas ahí, Oscar? Oh, but let me see. I should get my glasses.
It's a USA number, or they need to contact you via WhatsApp? If they're
well, they could. You could do it. Okay, my telephone number is area code 619-490-5334. That's through Seye. That's you know.
Signal.
Cell.
So, cell. What is? Say that number.
The number is area code 619-490-5334. 619-490-5334. Yeah.
Perfect. And do you have an email as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
my email. It's. ¿Me lo buscas, Oscar? You're good at that. Maybe you could find it there. I believe it's Albert.Rivera.
Yes. So it's Albert, ALBERT .Rivera, RIVERA .61 @iCloud.com.
That's it.
Perfect.
Sure.
Great.
I have given it so many times. No one has never said anything. No.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Sure.
I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I've only met. You might be my third, but I'm pretty sure you're my second NGO that I can actually say that if people donated, that the money would go to a good cause and would actually help better people. That's rare.
Oh.
So whatever you're doing here, you should keep it up, because it's like finding a diamond in a rough, finding somebody that can help.
It's right now it's a battle. But right now we're just focusing and discipling as Christians, discipling and focusing, and it's a good opportunity to have more quality time with them. You know, last time when Trump was in, it was taking 16 months for them to, with the background check. I don't know if you call it vetting or something like that. But then Biden came, and then once a month and everything was too quick for us. You need to preach to them and to disciple or something. In 1 month, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
So with us, it doesn't matter the weight. That's that's the least we focusing on.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
Sure, sure.
God bless you guys.
Let me call this young man
From Guatemala.
de Guatemala.
Sí, déjame, nomás subo las cosas.
¿Quieres ver está bien? Just give me a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Eso. Sí,
Pues mañana vengo y mañana si quieres, sí.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will come.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Pastor.
Y tengo un muchacho ahí, pero no sé si quiere que lo entrevistes. Porque donde lo vean.
Eso. Muchas gracias. Nos vemos. Mañana hablamos. Está bien.
Muchas gracias.
Ándale.
Sí.
They will.
Ándale, igual Ernesto.
I have one that he got kidnapped, but here in Tijuana. He's kidnapped.
¿Y no?
And then they went for him. Y acababa él de tomarse de con ellos. Now he's here. Así pues, but I went to the military and then municipal police came here. Wait a minute, how did municipal police come if I went to the intelligence, military intelligence?
Yeah.
So look, I have the lady escaped, the husband is still there. And then we had to call 088. They filed some kind of report. They gave you a report number. And then like 2 days later, they tried to rescue him. He already escaped because his wife escaped. Now I have him here. I have them both here.
Well, let's see if he wants to talk tomorrow for a little bit, Pastor.
Yeah, but if it's for news for Tijuana, no.
No, it's going to be for U.S.
Ah, yeah,
Sí.
if it's for U.S.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
All right,
Thanks,
Pastor.
sir. God bless
Ándale
you.
pues, Pastor. Nos vemos mañana. Ándale. Gracias, Pastor.
What did he say? The guy